Hi everyone. Our group's name is RHS. I hope at least someone gets the reference. Well, my name is Oliver. My colleagues' names are Ali and Matej, and we have prepared a project or a tool. The topic of our choice is data visualization. And the essence of our tool is to make media bias visible. The focus is on the public figure perception, which we have asked ourselves these questions. Are certain narratives amplified by specific groups, and does political bias influence coverage? Well, our goal is to showcase bias influence across news platforms, and we achieved it by identifying sentiment patterns, detecting biases, and visualizing the narrative evolution. And I will leave the word to my colleague that will show you how our platform works.
Hello. So here's the search where a person enters the public figure that he wants to find the bias about. We will look at Zohran Mamdani. Here we have all the API calls running, and we get to the dashboard where we see the public person, we see their profession or what they're known, we see their dominant media bias, we see the bias radar here, which looks at all the articles that are associated with the person and from whom are the articles made. And it also looks at if the articles are negative or positive. And we also count the popularity score, which is counted by the negative and positive coverage. And then we look at if it's a big publication or if it's a small publication and how old is it. Next, we have something we call pulse. It shows articles in time that are negative, positive, or neutral. And we can see spikes here that can be associated to some events. Then we have a sentiment by political bias, which shows how sentimental is each biased side to the public figure. Here we can see the left is 75% positive to Zohran Mamdani, but right is only 10% positive. And we also have a political sentiment map where on the left, we have the left, on the right we have the right, and we can see all the publications and how do they match up. And then we also categorize all the articles based on what do they talk about considering the public figure. We see the top drivers, which are basically the most important articles in this dashboard. We see the top sources, where we also look at the location. And here we can see the publishers located in the United States, but the ownership traces to Canada. And we also see the bias distribution. One of the last ones is media mentions. This is basically a table of all the articles. We can see the date, the title, the category, how sentimental are they to him, the weight we counted, the publisher, and the bias. And lastly, we have event logs. Those are the ones we get from the spikes. We basically just look at the spikes, and then we look at the articles we found in the spikes, and so we can understand what's actually happening.
Now I will talk about a little bit about the technical side. Our main dashboard UI is made in TypeScript that uses Next.js API and fast API services to process the query. The query is firstly sent to e-infra analysis in LLM that gives us a little bit more information about the person in the query. It also tries to connect some topics that are not directly, where the person is not really directly involved, but it still influences his popularity. All that is then sent to Newsmatics API and parsed into Parquet files that are then enhanced by e-infra classification that classifies the different articles based on the biases, the credibility, and the severity or the category of the articles. And all that is then stored and processed, and then it is all displayed through SSE stream back to the dashboard. The tools we used were Cloud Opus, GPT 5.3, e-infra, and the datasets we used were Newsmatic datasets, also some frameworks.
You're running out of time, please.
Yeah,
Final arguments.
To wrap it all up, the outcome we were aiming for is to show the narrative change over time. This could be mostly used, for example, as a tool for people that are going to vote, to get to know the candidates better and to see an objective side. So objectivity is the main goal of this tool. And that's what we actually do. We just take the fragmented coverage, all the topics, all the articles, and we try to make them into a one whole that people understand better. And we do not track, we map the influence formation. Thank you. Do you have any questions for us?
I don't actually have a question, but I would like to say that I really appreciate how polished the UI was. It was really nice.
Excuse me, could you repeat it? I didn't hear you.
I mean the presentation of the UI, I really like the demo.
Thank you.
It's very clear and polished.
That's decided to him. He did all the heavy lifting, so that's his job.
Yeah, I mean, especially I would point out how good it is that you map the events to the timeline. That's like, I think that's most important feature there is there actually. So great work.
I agree, thank you.
I have one question. So you do like one query to the Newsmatics API? I mean, I'm asking about the events or the peaks, you know, or if you first find the peaks and then do another query for like each period where there was some peak.
So basically the events take a long time to process because we have to process each one with LLMs. So we just load them as they come. And then when we detect like a spike is actually going to be there, we look at all of them, and if they match, we put in there.
Okay, so you essentially put you get as many articles as you can, and then
Yep.
you group them into events, and you do not do separate queries for like that period of time. Okay,
Exactly.
thank you.